Hi everyone, X here, and while I usually make Blue Archive content like character reviews, pull videos, doujin reviews, etc., I wanted to try something different and dip my toes into some variety content, especially since there'll be lots of downtime in BA between new banners over the coming months. Gee, thanks Dynamis1. That's why for today's video, as the title suggests, I decided to hop back into Ghost's Frontline to Exilium and create a brand new account for one simple reason: to save for Leva, or for my GFL vets, UMP-45. For this video, I will mainly be covering my reasons for why I want to save for her, as well as including a few highlights from a new account experience. Even though I do technically have an older level 22 account that I played on when the game released, I opted to start anew to basically refresh my memory of the game, cause it has been a long time since I played. Mind you, not cause I don't like the game, rather I just didn't have the time to balance so many games. So yeah, you can basically treat me as a new player, as there's still lots of stuff that I don't know. Also, one last thing, for my GFL2 players who do come across this video and liked it, firstly, thanks a lot, and advice on how to get better at the game is greatly appreciated, and secondly, do let me know what kind of GFL2 content you like to see from me in the future, though I can't promise I can make it every time. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. So, to start, I'd like to briefly talk about how I actually came to know about Leva or UMP-45 despite not being part of the GFL2 community, and why I like her to the point of even jumping back into the game. Plus, for those of you wondering, the background footage being played is me grinding through the prologue all the way until chapter 2, and yes, I know I'm skipping the story, mainly cause I've finished up to chapter 3 on my old account, so in the interest of time and needing to unlock a lot of the game's core features ASAP, I opted to skip the story, which I still mostly remember, and just grind through. But I digress. Now, how did I first encounter Leva? Well, truth be told, I actually remember first seeing her name pop up in my Twitch chat when I streamed GFL2 during its release, when a helpful Shikikan who had played GFL1 was telling me about their favorite character. And to be honest, at the time, I didn't think much of it cause I wasn't familiar with the GFL universe yet. Well, fast forward a few months later, and my Twitter feed was filled to the brim with tons of fan art of Leva, even though I had stopped playing the game. Probably cause I still sometimes keep up with it through some memes and fan art, as well as watching my friends play the game. But most likely cause of the CN dev stream that showcased her design, skills, etc. around a few weeks ago. Thus, these fan art marked the start of my interest in Leva, and soon enough, I was very much drawn to her, which in turn encouraged me to hop back on Ghost Frontline 2. So why exactly do I like her? Why was I attracted to her, of all dolls, in the first place? Well, to be completely frank, for now, the main reason why is due to her design. Firstly, for those of you who don't know, I have sort of a hair fetish, as in a character's hair is the first thing I look at and is the primary basis on whether I like them. It's safe to say, Leva passes my judgment with flying colors, cause not only is she a beautiful brunette with long flowing messy hair, which I find attractive, but I also especially like that part of it is tied with a ribbon, so it looks like she has a side ponytail, plus that big ass fringe covering that forehead. And to be honest, she actually reminds me of Stell, the femc from Honkai Star Rail, who also happens to be one of my favorite units. Other than her hair, I am also a huge fan of her apparel. Love that it kinda looks like an office outfit with the loose yellow tie, the white shirt that isn't fully buttoned, exposing a small part of her chest/body, and the black coat. Perhaps my GFL veteran players can enlighten me why she's dressed like that, if there is a reason, as well as the extremely short black dress. P.S. I've seen what's under there based on videos from CN, and I have to say, she is slaying in those boots and that asymmetrical torn stocking on her right leg. Not only that, I obviously have to talk about her mechanical arm, and even though I don't know how or why she lost that limb, I have to say, it makes her look so fucking cool. And the red color is a bonus as well. Not to mention, from the clips that I've seen, it seems like she can discharge electricity from it, which adds another layer of coolness to it. There's also the scar on her eye, and I'll be honest, I love characters with those kinds of scars on their eye. And in my opinion, Leva's makes her way more badass. and combined with her robot arm, she looks like the doll who sold the world. One last thing to add, and I have seen many GFL players joke about this, I assume it's a running gag with her, but fucking hell, she is flat innit? Christ, she's a goddamn washboard. What the hell am I looking at? An airport runway? Now, I ain't complaining, of course. All chest types are great, flat is justice, and I actually really like that she's more petan than Rusia. I think it's a neat change of pace in a game where you're surrounded and suffocated by tons of breasticles, but I just had to point it out, okay? Man, I do have a thing for pale-skinned women who are flat, huh? Now, other than her design, in terms of her personality, I'm ashamed to admit that I currently know barely anything about her. Again, because my main exposure to her so far has mostly been fan art. However, I am very interested in her background, story, personality, and I really want to learn about the character once she arrives to the game. Finally, some of you might be wondering, why not just make a CN account then, since she is out in CN? Well, I'm currently learning in Global, so playing on CN would be even more confusing. Plus, even though I am Chinese, 我不会讲华语，因为我是 banana 嘛。I mean 我可以啦，就是一点点罢了。Meaning learning about her story and the game itself will be a nightmare for me. So all in all, I'm in love with Liva's entire design. It is currently the #1 reason why I like her so much, and made a new GFL2 account just to save for her. And listen, while some of you might think it's very touristy, I totally understand that perspective. I mean BA has tons of tourists as well, but hey, we all gotta start somewhere, am I right? Anyways, enough glazing Liva for now. Moving on, since I did start a new GFL2 account, I thought I'd include some highlights from my new account experience for this next part, though I'm taking a different approach this time by commentating over it, like David Attenborough, so to speak. And so, here is how my new account experience went. After around 2 hours of grinding through chapter 1 and chapter 2, I had eventually accumulated tons of standard pulls. Bloody hell, this game is generous innit? Just from playing the first 2 chapters and the mail, I got 64 standard tickets. So it was time to finally get to the gacha. And like most other big gacha games nowadays, I started on the beginner procurement banner since it always has a discount and it guarantees a 5-star within 50 pulls. Now I had a few standard 5 stars that I was aiming for. Chongchu was my top pick, not just cause she has my favorite design among the standard 5 stars. Man, anime ladies in Chinese dresses, good Lord. But I had her in my old account, and I recalled really liking her kit. She's able to basically do follow-up attacks with a support boost buffs, plus I remember she worked really well with Cheetah and Shakri, since they are burn units, so she was my top priority. But knowing my damn luck, I knew I wouldn't get her, but someone else instead. Anyways, after claiming the Covenant ring, which sounds like something out of Lord of the Rings, apparently it's basically a wedding ring, I finally jumped into my pulls. Unfortunately, I wasn't off to a great start, as I only got Latara, who so happens to be my least favorite character so far in terms of design. I just ain't a glasses kind of guy. Sorry, Fubuki.
Yappe!
While my second 10 pull technically didn't go so hot either, I was actually ecstatic because I got one of my favorite dolls, Shakri. I'm a huge fan of her cute idol personality, her design like that blonde side ponytail, the green tints in her hair, that big ass white ribbon, those beautiful mesmerizing blue eyes with yellow star pupils, and I love that she's basically an adorable idol girl adorned with a bunch of military equipment, especially those mechanical arms at the back that help her reload. Not to mention, I like her kit too, being able to get an extra action and damage boost with her ult, and she works well with Chongchu, who can apply overburn, cause she can get buffs like Blazing Assault, restore her HP, and inflict flammable on targets with said debuff. So getting her was honestly a huge dub. Well, turns out third time's a charm, cause I surprisingly got my first 5-star on pull 30, which is actually really early. Please don't be Paritia, please don't be Paritia, please don't be Paritia, please don't be Paritia. Fuck! Despite my initial disappointment of not getting Chongchu and ending up with Peritia instead, I would soon come to really appreciate getting her, and little did I know she would become extremely useful in my early game grind and boundary push, as a corrosive AoE skills combined with Cloak Eyes proved to be a great combo. With the 5-star obtained from the beginner banner and having 40 pulls left, it was time to move on to the standard banner, and I was betting on getting a 5-star early while winning my 50-50 for Chongchu. Sadly, I must have forgot to take my copium pills that day, since I got basically fuck all from these 40 pulls, other than a bunch of 4-star weapons, a fucking Nemesis copy who I had no plans of building, but I'll be damn, she is hot. A bit autistic, sure, cause I have no fucking clue what she's saying 95% of the time, but hey, even hotter, am I right? And lastly, another copy of Colgate. Coffee. Sorry, cell phone. No, cologne. Coffee. Coney. Colfine. The Bretty Blue-Hat medic who has an extremely tragic backstory, which was honestly really sad to read. So here's 5 big booms. Boom, 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 boom. After purchasing some pulls from the monthly shop using the currency I got from the pulls, as well as looking through some of the new outfits, like Macchiato's Chinese dress that almost made me faint the first time I saw it. Good golly gumdrops, it's like this game is begging me to pump money into it. Cloak Eyes Astro Luminous outfit that gives her a tactical military rider look. When she whistled for her bike, I instinctively barked for Motomami like the good boy I am. Her Speedstar outfit, which, let me just say, bless the glorious devs for making such a skin, cause damn, I can see them butt cheeks and those mommy milkers in full detail. And the best part is, you get this damn skin for free. You just need to finish some simple tasks daily and you can obtain this skin once you reach 900 points. Wowee. Thank you so much GFL2 devs. Hoyo could never. Hashtag not sponsored. Peritia's yoga skin, which honestly made me happy I got her. Good lord, those devs knew what they were doing, giving the cat-like character that stretches and sticks her ass out a lot a goddamn yoga skin. And Cheetah's Race Queen outfit that is just heavenly. Our beautiful genius just added the word sexy to her vocabulary. I would do anything to get a whiff of those armpits and have my face between those thighs. Though all that being said, I nearly fainted seeing the price of these skins. 98 ringgit, siawa! GFL2, you think I'm made of money, is it? I decided to spruce things up a bit with a new lobby wallpaper, and I had the perfect idea on where to get a good one. Beautiful. Now, while the plan is still to save for Leva, I figured I had to at least build up my roster a little if I wanted to clear more content, especially once I reached the endgame, and it'd probably take me a while to get all the standard 5 stars, so I opted to get one of the currently on banner limited 5-star units, Cloak Eye or Macchiato. However, I was torn. Who among the two should I pull for, as I had enough to get only one of them at V0, and don't even get me started on their signature weapons. I'm not getting them. Plus, even after doing their trials where I essentially learned that Cloak Eye was more of a corrosive AoE DPS, and she looks badass as heck riding her bike in her ult, while Macchiato is an ice single target damage dealer with frost shields, I was still unsure on who to pull. So I decided to ask for advice from some IRL friends and do some research of my own on their kits. In the meantime, while waiting for a response from said friends, I continued grinding a little bit more through chapter 3 up to a certain point to gain more pulls, as well as trying out other modes like Neuro Survey and Hunter Assessments, especially since I needed to get to level 20 as fast as possible to have access to a whole bunch of features. I also took the time to conduct a proper deep analysis of some of the models in the refitting room, for research purposes. Whoa, Colgate! Whoa, I'm gonna correct you if you don't perform CPR on me right now with those ties. How dare you look at me like that, you brat! I'm gonna correct you so hard, you wish you were wiped out with your squad! Wow, you can even see the paws that I want to lick on Krolek's ass. if you zoom in and look closely at Groza's thighs, you can see the exact spot I want my face to be in. Man, she really does remind me of Yuka. First girl you meet, delicious, heavy, meaty thighs, and absolute wife material. Yes, I unashamedly spent a long time trying to get a clearer view of Shakri's blue panties. And yes, I know you can even see it in battle. Ah, straight through the heart, baby. Soon enough, I had successfully reached the Holy Land that is level 20. And while I was tempted to immediately jump into the time-limited events, as well as continuing chapter 3, I was itching to do some pulls. And after getting some feedback from my friends, and doing my due diligence, aka watching a Rexlin video, I finally settled on pulling for Klukai, seeing that her kit was a bit easier to comprehend compared to Macchiato's. For me, at least. And her AoE capabilities seem really fucking busted. Though I definitely didn't plan to go for V6. It's basically like Eidolon 6 or UE50 for my BA folk, essentially getting more copies. Or even V3, despite hearing that her full potential unlocks at these levels. So, with around 60 plus pulls in hand, I marched into Klukai's banner and got to pulling. PS, by the way, just FYI, unlike Hoyo games, one pull in GFL2 costs 150 collapse pieces, and hard PT is 80 while soft PT is 58. Plus, there's 50-50 too. Just wanted to let y'all know in case any of you want to try this game. My first 10 pull wasn't the best, only one 4-star, and it's a goddamn weapon of all things. Remember the number one rule in gacha games, boys. The first 10 pull is never good, unless you're built different. Pull 20, and oh hey, a cutie patootie doing some kind of Russian march just popped up on my screen. It's none other than Nagant. Listen, an adorable blonde girl that scolds me and is a unit that I don't yet have? I'll take it, even though I doubt I'll use her. With 30 pulls in, and whoa, Kofi, please do that dance on my dick. Whoa, you don't need that Band-Aid. Let Shikikan axe kiss and suck on that boo-boo on your leg and mating press you so you feel better. As you can tell, my 30th pull went a bit better cause I got another cold knee copy, which lets me up her to V2, as well as Peritia's best 4-star weapon. Yippee! I swiftly move on to pull 40, and it's another new unit. This time it's Ksenia. Senya? Ksenia? I don't fucking know. She seems like she's some sort of treasure hunter that loves money more than Hoyoverse, but I'll be damned if the biggest treasure in here ain't that scrumptious heavenly belly. Good golly gumdrops, it's taking every fiber in me to not put a baby in there. Okay, 50 pulls in, still nothing really worth bragging about, but surely this next pull will be better, right? Surely I'll at least get another Shakri or something, and never mind, it's another Nagant, and an extra Peritia LMG. Something tells me the game can smell my desperation, cause even though I started crossing soft PT with pull 60, it was bogus too, as I get another freaking Nemesis copy even though I ain't using her. Mods? Komomoy? What do you mean she's getting sued? Oh, never mind. After 60 pulls, I still didn't have Klukai. Coupled with the fact that I didn't have enough for one more 10 pull, I was getting angry. But I was determined to get Klukai or at least another 5-star for the sake of this video, and definitely not to satisfy my gambling addiction. So I opted to do something that I don't usually do. I decided to do single pulls. Especially since I was already past soft pity, and I only needed a few more pulls to get her, unless I got really unlucky. Well, luckily it didn't take long, cause while I got fuck all for pull 61, the golden gates of heaven finally opened as I get a 5-star on pull 62. However, would I win my first 50-50 on my new GFL2 account? Would I maintain my status as the 50-50 man like I am in ZZZ? Or would I retire for the umpteenth time like in Star Rail, considering I did lose my Swami 50-50 in my old account? Well, I opened the helicopter doors, blinded by a gold light, and Klukai, baby! We won the 50-50. We won the 50-50! Yes! Ooh! 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 John Wick, is that you? Ooh! The motorcycle can launch out missiles like that? Ooh! Cinema. Absolute cinema. Ooh! Very nice, very nice. And there it is. this. I win my first 50-50 on this account. I am still the 50-50 man. I beat the curse. And this marks the start of my journey on this new GFL2 account. And that's all for this video. To be honest, I wanted to include more highlights like my first time trying Boundary Push, the Treasure Hunt, the Assault Challenge, etc. in the new Aphelion event. But this video has gone on long enough, and for those of you who want to try this game out, you may experience them on your own. Though despite these highlights, the main focus of this video is to enlighten y'all about my plan to save for UMP-45 and my reasons for doing so. And I honestly cannot wait for her to arrive to global so that I can learn more about and pull for her. Anyways, let me know what y'all think of this video, seeing that it is my first time trying something like this, especially in regards to the Please let me know what kind of girls. I would like to make this a bit of a That's all from me, and see you tomorrow!